Hi, my name is Kimberly Thompson, and this is Franklin Boulevard Media. I grew up in Kings Mountain, and that's where I was born and raised. Well, I had gotten up, getting ready for work, and you know how we are. We're lazy, didn't really want to go to work, so I got up and took a stretch, and I took my right hand and it went over into my left breast, and I felt a lump, and I was like, "What in the world is this?" So like we always do, we called mom, and I called my mother, and I told her, I said I'm getting ready for work, and I felt a lump on my left breast. I said, when I get dressed and on my way, I'm going to stop by and let you see it, um, just to make sure I'm feeling what I feel. And so I did that. On my way to work, I stopped by her house, and we went into her bedroom, and um, she felt the lump, and she said, "Yeah, I feel it." She said, "You need to have that checked out." So I got myself together, and on my way to work, I had called my boss, and I said, "I'm coming in, but I'm going to make a doctor's appointment, um, and I'll explain it to you when I get there." So when I arrived to work, I did. I told my boss what was going on, and she said, "Yeah, you need to go ahead and make that appointment as soon as possible. You need to go ahead and call." So I called my family practitioner, and she said, "You know what? I want you to come on in." Um, she said, "I want to go ahead and see what we have going on." And so they scheduled me to come in on that day. Um, I got off work, I went in, and she started to um, examine my breast. And she did, she felt the lump. And she was like, "It's about 3 centimeters." She said, "So, what I'm going to do is go ahead and schedule you to go and have a mammogram done and an ultrasound." Well, they couldn't get me in that week. So the following week, they scheduled me a mammogram and an ultrasound at Kings Mountain Hospital. I was so nervous. I was like, wow. I knew that my dad's sister had been diagnosed with breast cancer, but no one else in my family on my mother's side that I know of had been diagnosed. So I went in for my mammogram and ultrasound. And as they were doing the mammogram, um, she said he wants to get some more pictures. And I knew then, I was like, something's not right. So she took some more pictures at a different angle. And after she did that, she said, "Okay, just wait." And they're preparing to get you back for an ultrasound. So I went back for the ultrasound, and the radiologist, she said, "I've been doing this for years. I can basically tell if there is something." And I said, "Well, I don't want you to tell me." So we she proceeded on with the ultrasound. And she said, "Well, let me take the pictures or in there to the doctor, and he'll be out to talk to you." So when he came in, he looked at me. He said, "I want to go ahead and do a biopsy." He said, "I believe that there is something, so we just want to make sure." So I went home, and I talked to my mother about it, and she said, "We, don't start worrying. It could be, malignant. It may not be, and it could be benign. We just don't know. Don't be getting all upset." So I think it was like 2 weeks after that they got me in and did the biopsy. And a couple of days after that, I received a phone call, and they told me that I needed to come in for my results, and I needed to bring someone with me. So I knew. So I took my daughter with me. After the doctor told me that I did have breast cancer, it was just like Charlie Brown's teacher. You know, I didn't hear anything else. So it was a blessing that my daughter was with me. And so she got the information, and he said that we would have a team of doctors to start a treatment plan. And so I did. I went to the doctors, and they did. They told me that I would do chemo and I would do a lumpectomy and radiation because I had the aggressive breast cancer. So they needed to do all those treatments to make sure that or preferably that they would get it. It was scary. I had a lot of emotions, fear, and I just remember a lady telling me, God didn't give us a spirit of fear, so you gotta trust Him, and that's what I did. I said, God, this is your battle. How did I trust Him? No, I fell on my knees and I prayed and I cried. I cried and I cried, and I'm not ashamed to say that I cried. And I think one time I had cried so much that my daughter was like, Mom, you got to pull yourself together. But I knew that I was crying out to Him, and it was okay. After I had to go through 5 radiation treatments, I did the lumpectomy. They took out 22 lymph nodes, and all of them came back non-cancerous. And then I did 30 days of radiation, and I thought I was done. And they came back and told me I had to do 9 more treatments of chemo. And I did. I did those 9 treatments, and after the 9 treatments, I was able to ring the bell, and that was just a blessing in itself. It has been 8 years that I have been a survivor. No cancer. I go for my mammograms, and so far, God has been good to me. I'm still cancer-free, in remission. Out of this journey, I have been able to gain strength and be there for other women that are going through. I do a drawing. I give away gifts. I am there for women when they call me and, tell me that they have been diagnosed. I have gone to different churches and given my story. That is what I love the most, that God has given me that courage. I was never the one to stand in front of people and speak, but now it's like I do believe that He put me through this for me to be able to be there for other women that are going through.